answer, and that's not the problem. The translation is, the war is not your problem. The consciousness that created it is the problem. And until we change that, we're not going to be able to change anything else.
Well, here for me is where I see the problem. Because, sure, there's lots of people trying to actively raise their consciousness. But with billions of people in the world, and a large amount of them totally unaware of their ability to raise their consciousness, how is it possible to create that change? Does everyone need to evolve to fix this?
Have you ever heard of the 100th monkey effect?
No.
Okay, so let me explain the big picture of what's going on here. And this is not just a phenomenon. This is something that we've seen happen in nature many, many times. So I'm giving you a fact of what's been going on that's even observable in the physical world. Island number 1, island number 2. On island number 1, you have your chief monkey that all the other monkeys see and follow, start doing something. Make believe he starts scratching his head. A new behavior. I don't know. The second monkey on island number 1 follows. The third monkey follows. It comes to a point where all the monkeys on island number 1 are doing the same thing. Now that makes sense because they all see each other. They're all on the same land. They all know about each other. They're all operating in the same field. But in a weird way, something happens. Island number 2, these monkeys don't know about each other. They don't know that each other exists. They've never heard about each other. They've never spoken to each other. They've never seen each other. They're unaware of one another. And yet, when this island starts doing something, island number 2 starts doing the same exact thing. What does that mean? That means that there is something going on that we're all synchronizing with that's beyond the limitations of time and space. I'll give you another example as a woman. What happens when women spend enough time together?
The cycles align with each other?
Their menstrual cycles synchronize. Is the menstrual cycle contagious?
No.
No, that would be stupid. But then how is it that all these women that are spending time together are having the same expression simultaneously? They're not giving it from one another. It's not one giving it to this other person. It's a synchronized expression because they're all synchronizing with the environment that's inducing that expression. I'll give you another example, and then you'll see why I'm bringing all this up. There was one man a couple decades ago that did...
But were you yelling?
Where? Right there?
Yeah.
Nah,
I believe faster than 4 minutes. Before him, it wasn't possible. It wasn't a thing.
So,
After he broke
we still have
that
that choice.
impossibility,
Let me call him even.
the next year,
He might
20,000
be like,
people
oh,
did
no,
the same thing. But how did that happen? Human physiology didn't change.
Sorry.
What changed was their belief system. What changed was, oh, if he can do it, I can do it as well. And suddenly thousands of other people were able to do it. You know those times where you have an idea that comes out of nowhere? There are many times in history, recorded history, where two people had incredible genius ideas at the same time and they don't know
yeah,
about
they
each other.
did. That's
They
crazy.
never heard about each other. It's all because of this law of synchronization with the environment. You synchronize with the environment that you're in for the majority of the time. It's not 100% of the time because there are many factors, but that's what we see as a common thing across the board, just like you see with the menstrual cycles. Why am I bringing that up? Because there are two ways of going about changing the world. Way number one is doing what I do and speaking to a bunch of different people. But that's less effective than way number two. What I do is try to bring way number 1 and 2 and combine them in terms of my essence. Way number 2 is the most effective way if you want to change the world. Based on the law of synchronization with your environment, and every example that I just gave you that's a real life example, what it means to get to a place of world peace instead of world war is finding peace within yourself. Because if you can find peace within yourself, you make that accessible to the person in Africa or in Nazca in Peru that has no clue who you are. It will be a...
What up, bruh?